Good morning. Okay, today's video is from a personal standpoint, banking while in the Philippines. It's a little bit different from when you're visiting to actually living here. So this is from a perspective of actually living here. I've been over here for over 4 years. I've managed pretty well when it comes to banking, being able to have access to funds. Basically, I have a local bank I use if needed. I go there to cash US dollars. I came back from the US recently. I went there, I had some US dollars. I went and cashed them in at BPI. And also, I use two or three different banks in the US. One I highly recommend is Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab has no international fees, no ATM fees. At the end of the month, basically what happens is, well, you never charge the international fees. And then on any transactions, ATM or otherwise, at the end of the month, you get a rebate back for all your ATM fees. And I've gotten back up to, say, $120. It's unlimited. And I've used cards in Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan, to name a few. And it works the same, which is really, really nice. So it does save you some. Those fees will hit you and hit you hard. But if you live within whatever your budget is, shouldn't have a big issue with that. But, it's always good to have a couple different credit cards when you're traveling, when you're overseas. You don't be stuck. If something happened, you couldn't get funds some other way. At least you've got a backup. And one thing I want to mention about Charles Schwab is that they do give loans, but the loans they give, I think I'm right on this, is from your brokerage account, from your assets. So it's not really a loan like you'd think a typical bank or Navy Federal, USA, or something like that. It's from your assets in your brokerage account. If you don't have any assets in your brokerage account, then of course you don't have anything to borrow against. Charles Schwab does, like I said, they have a debit card. It's a Visa debit card. Works well, works anywhere I've gone. So they do have, I've learned, a couple more cards, and I'll tell you about those, at least mention what they are. And they do have, I guess it's a credit card. It is a credit card. I guess they partner with American Express. So it's American Express card, basically. And that's who Charles Schwab has partnered with. So that's one option if you need a card other than a debit card. And Schwab also has a platinum debit card. So you got your regular debit card and a platinum debit card. So those are two or three different options you have with Schwab. Again, and I just discussed about the way they do the loans. If you really call them a loan, like I say, you're really borrowing against your assets in your brokerage account. But those are all options you have with Schwab, which is good. And like I said, it's worked everywhere for me, and that's a good thing. And some more banks, I'll just name them: BO, Metro, PNP Bank, Philippine National Bank. Those are some other banks. You'd have to check out those, what works for you. One of the reasons my wife and I got a BPI account, there's a local branch really close. We can do ATM transactions. We can do other transactions as well. I know I've gone in there and went over, when I first went to Vietnam, I think it was, I went in there and got US dollars so I could cash those there. But really, after going to Thailand, Vietnam, in recent times, there's really no need to be withdrawing US dollars, to be honest, and take them over there. There's plenty of ATMs at the airport to get you started. There's other ATMs wherever you're going, whether it's Saigon, whether it's Bangkok, Pattaya, you name it. There's Phuket, Da Nang, Hanoi, wherever you may go. And that's one thing about Charles Schwab. Those no fees really are nice. I was not using the ATM very much. I could just use debit card, credit card, whatever. And so when the end of the couple months, I didn't have many rebates from ATMs because I just didn't use it. But I still got them. So that was a good thing. Another thing you might want to think about is if you use if you have Navy Federal and you come here, one of the reasons I stopped using Navy Federal for my full-time bank, they gave you limited amount, maybe $20, $25 for ATM rebates a month. Then also you got hit with the international fees, except with a credit card. That's the difference. You want to over here, you pretty much, if you're not withdrawing money with your ATM, your debit card, you probably want to use a credit card and just pay that off monthly because they don't charge the international fees. Navy Federal doesn't. But if you use your debit card, you get hit hard constantly on every transaction. So that's one good point I wanted to bring up. It's better here to use a credit card, and most of your credit cards aren't, the ones I have anyway, they don't charge an international fee on the credit card, but they do if you're using a debit card. So I just wanted to point that out. If it helps somebody, great. You may already know it, but I thought I'd throw it out there. What else? Some people say, they want to change money. They get a good rate. ATMs a lot of times do kind of rip you off. You get a much lower rate. I've seen it, where if you cash money in, you're getting the current rate normally. Whether it's 56, 57, 58, whatever it is. But if you're using your ATM card, you're getting probably 4 pesos less, 3 to 4, it depends on the bank, depends on the ATM, than you would if you cash money in. So that's one thing where dollars would come in handy. If you do use, a credit card or even a debit card that doesn't charge international fees, well, if you do that, then if you do use a credit card or debit card that doesn't have international fees, then you're getting a pretty good rate. If you go to Royal, Pure Gold, the mall, normally you're getting pretty close to the rate, whatever it is. So that's something to keep in mind too. Everybody's different. If you've got your own experiences, you want to leave a comment, please do so. It might help me, it might help other people. I know a lot of people do things differently, and whatever works for you, if it works for you, then great. But yeah, please leave comments of, what works for you and how you kind of do your money thing over here in the Philippines or while traveling, period, across Southeast Asia or across the globe. That's kind of what I want to talk about today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy my videos. Like I said, please share the video. Please comment. That all helps, but really want people, if they do have their own experience different than mine, or it could be similar, but please leave a comment and let myself know and others know. It might help someone out. So take care always. Be back another few days or so with another video.